Hey Simmers, I'm back with another speed build. Sorry this wasn't up yesterday, but my video editing software crashed and the save file got corrupted. So we're here in Brindleton Bay at the Ragdoll Rerub. I really liked it. I wanted to use the industrial loft kit on it. As you can see here, I'm kind of showing what the house looks like before we do all of it. It's one bedroom, one bath at this moment. Things I didn't like about it is there's only the one bathroom, and you have to go into the bedroom to get to the bathroom, and then you have the closet in the bathroom. I get rid of the closet. Brindleton Bay is also for cats and dogs expansion, and the only thing other than some of the furniture that say this was for a cat or dog build is a dog door that will be right before we start doing the reno. This is a bit longer video because it did take a long time, and trust me, the amount of editing I had to do, because the amount of spinning I did while I was working. So here we are starting. I kind of wanted to make it a bit bigger so I could fit what I wanted into it. I do change a bit of the roofing around and get rid of a few things. I decided to delete all me deleting a whole lot of stuff. So I kind of started on the outside, kind of getting it to where I wanted it to be. I didn't want to really change the exterior that much. I got rid of the staircase to the side. You don't see me do a lot of the painting of the grass and that. But I wanted to change it up a bit to get the feeling for it. The idea is it's a family. The parents and I didn't quite figure out if it was a teenage daughter or well, not a teenage, a young adult son or daughter. But I figured they were at university, so when I get to the living room, you'll see me put out some books for studying. Here's where I'm working on the floor plan. It turns into a 2-bedroom, 2.5 baths, because I decided to give the parents' bedroom its own ensuite. So here in the upstairs, I kind of kept the same flooring. Now we've jumped down to the bottom. You get to see me do the kitchen like 3 times. I figure they both have balconies looking out into the bay. I thought that looked nicer. I do go around and change the flooring outside. I use the mosquito stuff windows. I actually think that actually added to it. The downstairs is very much an open floor plan. All the rooms, other than the half bath that's downstairs, is open to each other. And I wanted to keep the brickwork on the inside for the most part. So here's attempt 1 at the kitchen. I want to make this little area off here the kitchen dining room area. I do eventually use pretty much the plan I have here, but I changed the counters out about 2-3 times. There you've seen me delete it and start working on the dining room. The very motif, I think I stuck with kind of a blue motif throughout like the lower floor. I wanted to have the kitchen dining room in this little offshoot, so you'd kind of walk in. This is attempt 2 on the kitchen. I will delete it because I eventually use the counters and appliances from Cottage Living, because I didn't like how this was looking at all. I did edit out a lot of my turning. Trust me. I had been working for almost an hour when it crashed, and I just kind of went, screw it, I'll do it tomorrow. So the kitchen, I wanted the dark brown. Yes, it ends up having the yellow in the cabinetry, but upper cabinetry, but I was fine with that because it kind of fit with the color of the stove and all that. I actually kind of like it's a small kitchen. You probably wouldn't actually have the stove right in front of the fridge, but again, it's a small kitchen. This building is very big. It felt a lot of open space to it. Here we're starting on kind of doing the just kind of getting the walls into the bathrooms. So here's the half bath. I figured I'd have a half bath downstairs so the Sims didn't have to go upstairs to go to the bathroom when they're on the main floor. The downstairs ends up being divided into roughly, I'm going to say, three major spaces. You have the kitchen dining room area, a games area, and this area where we're starting now is the living room. I kind of wanted to keep blue going through, so there is blue there. Don't worry, those chairs come back. I just wanted to kind of give it a very kind of eclectic taste as well. So some of the furniture's from different sets and all that, but I figured it kind of looked neat, like the trunk being used for the TV stand, and there are two computers on this lot. There's the one here, which is the one where I stuck the student books, and then there's an actual office upstairs. And I figured I had to use that whole the new computer that came with Cottage Lifestyle. Here's where I kind of start messing with the desk and all that. And I do include pet stuff in there. There's a food bowl and a large dog bed outside. I figured they have a large dog. Like I said, the chairs will come back. And just trying to mix and match stuff. Eventually, when I start putting lamps on the end tables, yes, one of the lamps is the giraffe lamp. Like I said, I wanted a bit of an eclectic. Like, they're not overly picky on their styles. They just kind of saw it and fell in love with it, so they kind of got it to have it in their living room. So this is the games area. I decided to put a bar in here as well. The kitchen isn't as cluttered as I normally do. Here I'm kind of looking for china cabinets because I wanted to put a small china cabinet in behind the bar area once the bar gets in there. Saw that, I'm like, yeah, I have to add it. And I put a don't drop basically their version of Jenga. I can't remember what the actual thing's called, as a game down here. And then at the top of the stairs later, you'll see me put a chess table. And I figure since it's kind of a games area, we'll get the dogs playing that game. It took me forever to figure out where the game was. I was originally going to use the same chairs there, and I couldn't get it. Didn't like it, so I ended up switching to the chairs from Paranormal. And then I start working on the entranceway. Eventually, there's a bench there with some more of the shoes from Home Decor underneath it. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I liked liked the building. I just wanted to make a bunch of changes and make it a little bit more usable. Make it feel a bit more like cats and dogs. And because of just trying to, like I said, I was trying to keep the blue going through this floor. Kept on adding items to the kitchen. Like I said, it's not as cluttered, so like the countertops all pretty free. Uh, this is where I start working on the outside area for a bit. Like I said, I put the large dog bed. I put a toy container. Then I set up a table outside. I gave it the same chairs as the kitchen. Trying to think of a cool lighting to go on that wall. I ended up using that one. Eventually, I put a fireplace and shrink those lighting down, and then stick another light over the table as well. So now we're upstairs working on the master bedroom. It's got a more of a white motif to it. I had to reduce the lighting because I used the uh, wall pattern that we got with home decor. I used the white one, and as you can see with all the lighting that's in there, you couldn't see it at first. I figured they have a chair there and that. This is where I kind of reduced the lighting a bit so you can see the wall a bit better. Each room has their balcony. I'm kind of stuck with a very much a white motif, and I just hit my microphone. A white motif, and I was just trying to make the room look a bit classy. All that I don't know if I cut out, but there was some other stuff I did to the end, and instead of a walkthrough tour at the end, I just have a bunch of screenshots from a few of the rooms. I didn't do all the bathrooms for screenshots. Getting the bathroom finished up. I figured they'd have nice big windows looking out onto the bay at the back. I opened up the back because I felt it was too closed in and all that, so I kind of opened it up. Gave them more of a backyard so that their dog had a place to play. I also put some of the new farming plots that we got with Cottage Lifestyle. I took the roof off the front just so I could put the windows there because the original I felt was very flat. This is the young adults room. Like I said, I still haven't figured out if it was a young male or a young female. Probably more to the female side because while I figure this house is they brought their old furniture when they moved here, and the kid ended up with like a lot of the older furniture where the parents went out and bought new furniture. I figured they kept their big stuffed animal, and the bear with the heart. I figured it was a present from their significant other. Uh, this hallway was an interesting thing once I got to it. Instead of a lounger, I gave them a bench and a bunch of plants. Like I wanted to fill it up, but I didn't want it to feel cluttered on the balconies. Like they go out there to relax and read. The young adult might do some of his studying out there. So I made this small room just a small little office. It has the computer in it as well. And now that I've watched and did this video, the desk blends into the wall. Even in the screenshots I took, I really feel like that desk kind of blended in. I kept with like some of the world timey photos. I was looking for one painting here and I couldn't find it. I knew if I put it to red, and I wanted the barn photo from Seasons. And I didn't want this whole hallway area to be a waste of space. So I figured a chess table would be a nice addition. It'll give you an additional skill building item. Then we have the bathroom. I kind of went with a light motif, so yes, we end up with items from vampires. I actually think it worked out well. I do put a window in here, and I do put a curtain on the window. Because God forbid you have a bathroom with a large window and not have a curtain, especially when the bathroom's right at the front of the house. Eventually I do a little rearranging in the bathroom because I wanted to have that cabinet, and then when I added the window, I didn't want the rack right in the middle of, not the bathroom cabinet thing right in front of the window, so I just rearranged the bathroom a little bit so that it could fit in that corner area. I really like it. I did a bunch of landscaping outside as well. That's near the end. As you can see, here's me moving into the landscaping. I wanted to fill up some of the space, but I didn't want to make it overly plant heavy. I fence in the backyard so they can keep their dog has some open space to run around in. This is probably a little bit of the only landscape painting you'll see other than when I start doing around bushes and all that. Kind of felt it. I actually think that added a bit, having the dirt trim around the pathways. So here's me kind of adding the plots of farming area to the back of the house, so you can have your Sims plant fruits and vegetables and stuff in the backyard. As I moved into more landscaping, yes, I know I covered up like all the windows on the one side. Figured I'd put in just a bit of plants at the front, it kind of filled in that space. I do also use both vampires and cottage lifestyle to put stuff up on the upper floors on the walls because I felt it felt a bit bare. Trying to figure out where to put some decorations. But I felt this kind of filled it in a bit and gave it a little bit more dimension. Use a bunch of the ivy and I just kind of filled it in. Some of these areas kind of, and that ivy actually worked, kind of blended it in. I really like how that kind of turned out at the end. And here's me doing some final touches in the bathroom with the red shelf, getting some stuff done. I add a few more decorations to the parents' room. And here we're going to be moving into my screenshots. So I should have another video up next Friday if my program does not crash while I'm doing it. So leave a like, leave a comment, and until then, Susu!